All right. Welcome, everyone. Happy Turkey Day Eve. Um, Today, we're going to be going over the referrals portion of Command. Okay. My name is Kate with Scott Leroy Marketing, and I'm going to be the one who's covering that for you guys today. Um, Full heads up, this class does not generally take an hour. Usually, we're probably done around 30 minutes. Depending on if you guys have questions or something, but the referrals portion of Command is slightly smaller and doesn't have as much information to cover. So you'll get a little bit of your time back today, but let's go ahead and jump in, okay? So first thing we want to do is, as always, log into your Command platform. Excuse me. To access your Command platform, you're going to go to agent.kw.com. Once you are logged into Command, you're going to see a screen that is similar to mine here. Now, this screen can look a little bit different from command to command, so keep that in mind if you're seeing different information. You can customize this homepage just a little bit based on what's important to you. Moving from our homepage here, if you possibly remember the old referral profile or have watched a previous class, you may be asking where your referral profile is. Just know that the referral profile has gone away. That profile no longer exists within the command platform, and that has been replaced fully with the My Profile. Okay. So when you come into your profile, you do want to make sure this profile is up to date and accurate, has your information here. It is separate from the marketing profile. The marketing profile is going to be under the websites applet, and that's going to be the one that feeds over all of the information to your website and your app. So you do want to make sure that both this profile and that one are filled out. Okay. But for the My Profile, you do want to make sure it's turned on. That's going to feed your information over to kw.com. From there, you want to make sure you edit your photo. You want to make sure that you edit your name, your bio, languages that you speak. If you have other languages outside of English, you can come in here and select them. It will have a list of a ton of different languages. If you don't see one listed here, we may need to submit a ticket to support or reach out to them directly to see if that language can be added. Moving down, you're also going to have your specialties, your designations. So just make sure you get all of those added. Beyond this, you want to make sure your license number is plugged in. That your Market Center staff will need to update. So if you're seeing that as missing, definitely chat with your Market Center staff. They can get that updated for you right away. Your contact information. And then, of course, you move down into your KW stuff. That is more your KW information, so not much of that feeds over to your profile. But all of this you do want to make sure is updated. From here, we're going to go back to our home page. And now what we want to do is we want to navigate to the referrals portion of command. It looks like a pin drop with a person, so we're going to go ahead and click there. Now, once we click there, you're going to be seeing the dashboard. This is going to give you an overview of everything within your referrals section. The My Referral Network is going to be exactly what you see under My Referral Network. So you can view that either here or down here, whatever is easier for you, but that information is going to be exactly the same, okay? At the top, you're going to see your overview. That's going to have any pending invites. Now, when I say invite, think of it like Facebook a little bit. When someone sends you a friend request, you have to accept it or deny it. This is going to be other associates within the KW network that are reaching out to you to join your network, okay? They're not necessarily sending you a referral. You're not necessarily sending them a referral. You're just joining each other's network so that if you have a referral, you have someone already lined up that could potentially help with that, okay? So that's what those invites are. That's to join the network of associates, okay? Moving over, you have your pending referrals. Now, those are going to be actually referrals that are being sent or received, okay? Those are going to be any that are still pending and you need to take a look at. Moving over, you're going to have your received and you'll have your sent, okay? Now, I'm not going to cover the referral network here on the homepage because we're going to take a look at it here. So let's go ahead and migrate to that page or that tab, okay? We're going to head straight to the My Network from here. Now, as you can see, once this loads, it is exactly the same. You're going to see the same agents that you saw on the front page and everything else, okay? So when you're looking at your referral network, these are people that you've already accepted into your network and you already have that kind of working relationship, kind of. That doesn't mean you know them or you've done a deal with them. It just means that you've looked at their stuff and you've accepted them to join your network. If you click on the little arrow next to their name, you're going to see their details, okay? You're going to see their location, their bio, their phone and email. You can add your own private notes. Maybe you did speak with them. Maybe you met them at family reunion or mega camp and you want to make note of that. Maybe you met them at a different event. You can always create those notes so that you can easily identify that person. Moving to the right, you can see their stats, okay? It's going to let you know that the production totals you are seeing here are based off of the last 12 months, okay? So it's not year to year, it is 12 months rolling time, okay? You'll see their stats. Again, you have the number of transactions in the last 12 months, their average deal size, as well as their sales volume in the last 12 months. Now you can add your own tags. Maybe you know this person is military. Maybe you did meet them at family reunion and you want to add a tag so you can easily find that person. You can add your own tags here. So again, you can identify those people, kind of sort them into groups based on who they are and what you've kind of learned about them. You can also favorite agents. Okay, so maybe you did do a deal with this person or maybe you had a really great conversation with them and you do want to work with them. You can favorite them to make them just a little bit easier to find. Okay, now you can remove that just as easy. You just click on it to remove it or add it. And then moving over to the right, referral statistics. This has been coming soon for quite a while. We're hoping at some point that starts to populate and that information appears, but currently it is still in coming soon status. Over to the far right, you have the ability to remove the agent from your network, okay? Maybe you've decided you're no longer interested in having this person in your network. You can remove them. You can also go ahead and send them a referral, okay? And we're going to take a look at this a little bit later in class, but if you have someone in your network you'd like to send a referral, you can easily do that right here, okay? As you move down, you can see other associates. You can search for associates. You can track your referrals. You can grow your network, which is going to redirect you to the map. We're going to come back to that. You can also sort them based on first and last name. You can look for just your favorited associates if you want to. And you can also, lastly, take a look at your pending invites, okay? So if we click on that and give it a second, you'll see that we have some pending invites, people asking to join our network, okay? You can ignore or accept, same as a friend request. You can accept or decline. Again, those are just to join network. There's no referral associated with that. They do not have to be in your referral network to send a referral or receive a referral from, okay? So don't think you have to go in and add everyone to your network because you do not have to have them in your network to send or receive a referral. On the right-hand side, you're also going to see any pending outbound invites. If you've sent a request to someone to join their network, you're going to see those pending invitations over here on the right-hand side, okay? And again, you can, of course, search through those. You can scroll through it. It's going to let you know their name, where they're from, as well as when that referral was sent on, okay? There's not much else you can click on or learn right here. If you want to look up the associate, you can, of course, grab their name and go look them up on the referral map, okay? From the My Network, the next thing we want to take a look at is going to be My Referrals. Now, these are going to show you all of your referrals, okay? So sent referrals, received, you can filter those. You can look at the different little buckets or categories. There are a few. So pending referrals, those are going to be, of course, they're pending. They are either waiting for you or the other associate to accept or decline, okay? So pending. Next, you have active. These are going to be referrals that are active, they've been accepted, and you or the other associate is working on them, okay? Next, funded. Once a referral is sent, accepted, and the opportunity for that specific client is created, it's going to have an opportunity associated with it. When those opportunities are then closed and the deal has finished, that would put them in this funded category. So it just means that the referrals are connected to a closed opportunity. Moving over, you have lost referrals. Those are going to be maybe the deal didn't go through, maybe something happened and they're not moving anymore. Whatever the case may be, the opportunity connected to that referral was marked as lost, meaning it didn't go through, and those referrals would appear here in the lost bucket. Moving over, you have your expired or canceled referrals. So as it says, referrals that did not receive a response in the defined time frame. So when referrals are sent, you select a time frame when they have to be accepted or denied. And we'll take a look at that. So if they are denied or not responded to within the time frame or canceled by the sender, they're going to appear here within the expired or canceled. Moving over, you have your rejected referrals. So referrals that were rejected. That means that the terms were not agreed to and they didn't go any further. And then you can, of course, view all of your referrals, everything you have, past, present, not accepted, expired. You'll see everything, okay? When you're looking at these referral cards, you can, of course, see the referral location, if it has one, or if it doesn't, you'll see both of them, TBD or the location. You'll see if it's a seller or a buyer. You'll also see if it's a tenant or landlord, if it was a broadcast referral. You'll see all of those things. You'll see the referral information. That's going to let you know the agent's name that this referral was for, the referral fee that was set on that referral, the price range, if it was included, doesn't have to be, when the referral was received, the time frame that the referral has been open. You'll see any notes. So you may have a client name once it's agreed to. You will have an email if it was marked pre-approved or pre-qualified. You'll also again see expired, canceled, any of that information you'll see here. Let's go back to this one that's active. So as we can see, we see the referral location, the agent's name, the fee. We see when this referral was received, and we see that it's currently attached to a pipeline, okay? That means that this referral has an active opportunity, and it's under the active phase within the opportunity pipeline, okay? So as that opportunity moves through the pipeline, you'll be able to see exactly where it's at. You can also click this view log. This is going to give you a full timeline of how the things have gone through this opportunity or through this referral, when it was created, accepted, updates. Again, when the opportunity was created, when it's been moved, you'll see all of those interactions so you can see exactly what's going on with your referral. Again, you have contact information if it was provided. You can send an update. That's going to allow you to write a message to the other agent and send it over. It's also going to give you phone and email if you'd like to reach out to them that way instead. And then, of course, you have three little dots where you can, again, view that activity log. It's the same one as right here. Send an update here. Again, same thing. You can also mark the opportunity as lost or funded, okay? So lots of different things to kind of look at when you're looking at these. Sometimes you'll have a name for a contact that's blurred out. That generally means it wasn't provided to you until you accepted it. And we'll take a look at that when we actually create a referral. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at creating a referral next, and then we'll jump into the map for the last portion of class. So let's go ahead and hit new referral. Actually, let's go into the map and do this. So let's take a look at the map and create a referral during this process. So when you're in the map, this is how you can find referral associates, okay? You can come in here and search if you have a friend or family member that's moving and maybe you're trying to connect them with an agent in a specific area. You can come in here and search for that. Let's go ahead and just zoom in on the map up here. Let's just find a random spot. Once you zoom in enough into the map, you'll see that your right-hand side is starting to populate. Let's see if we can find a little bit busier area. Let's come down here to Austin. As we zoom in on whatever city, state that we are looking for, again, your map's going to start to populate over here on the right-hand side. As you get close enough, it's going to start to populate agents, okay? Currently, it's set to pull random agents. So there's no set reason why it's pulling these agents. It's just randomly pulling agents. Now there's currently 531 showing. I could keep zooming into the exact area to get that much smaller if I want to. I can also go ahead and take a look at these agents, okay? So we can change how they're sorted if we want to look by name, closed units in the area, closed units overall, listings sold, buy side, leases, helps you determine who you might be looking to connect with. When we're seeing these names, you can also expand their information. You can see their phone number, their email, if they have languages listed. Um, you'll see their stats that are pulling, again, from the last 12 months. If you kind of hover over, let's see if we can find one. Let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. So as you hover over these pins, you'll see that on the right-hand side, Lisa is lighting up like a light pink color. That lets us know that she had a deal right here. Okay, so if you are looking in a very specific neighborhood to connect with someone, you can also take a look at this. Say maybe you have someone moving into this neighborhood or looking in this neighborhood. This can help you identify someone that may be very familiar with that area already, and they may be a good fit to work with. Okay. Again, you can take a look at their information. Tim here is listed as a luxury agent. He is on a team, so you can see all of those details. Again, all of his information and stats you can take a look at. Now, you're also going to have two little icons next to each associate that's appearing. You have the invite option. Again, that invites them to your referral network, okay, to join that network. Now over to the right, you're going to see a send referral option. Okay, so this is how we can send Tim a referral. Maybe we're looking and sending him a buyer. We can go ahead and select that here. We can determine the referral fee. 25% is going to be set already since that's generally the standard. And then you have your acceptance deadline. How long are you going to allow them to take a look at this or see this before they have to accept or decline before it expires? Okay. I always say kind of take into account the day that you're sending it as well as maybe the hour that you're sending it and kind of go from there. So it's a holiday coming up. We may want to give them a little extra time to take a look at this and accept it. So you can change this. So he would have 72 hours to accept, decline, or reply to it. Now you can include a price minimum and maximum if you know it. It's not a required field. You can add notes for Tim to review. And then down below, you're going to see this section has a little message that says, this highlighted message will be kept confidential until the referral is accepted. Now I want to just make note that anytime you are sending a referral, you are only going to see that the contact information is kept confidential if the associate you are sending it to is not in your referral network. So if you are sending a referral to someone that is in your network, it is going to provide them that client information right up front. They do not have to accept it or deny it in order to see the client information. Okay. So just a little disclaimer, only if they are not in your network will it keep the client information hidden. Okay. So you'll see that message. It's going to let you know that the client name is going to be hidden from them until they accept it. And then you can either create a new contact, or if they're already in your database, you can go ahead and pull them up by typing in their name. Okay. And if they're in your database, they should pop up. It's thinking really hard. While it's thinking, let me check this chat. A luxury agent is a luxury agent. It's a tag given to associates that sell a certain price point. I can't give you the price point information because it is different from each location. If you're interested in seeing if you qualify as a luxury agent, I would check with your market center staff. They would be able to let you know if you have homes within that price point that would set you as a luxury agent. All right, this is not loading, but that's okay. You would be able to appear, I'm not sure why it's not loading, but you can pull contacts directly from your database. So if they're already in there, you can go ahead and pull them in. Otherwise, you can go ahead and type them in and create new. Now you can add the client's address if you have it. If you know their desired location, you can plug that in. If you have their phone number and their email is going to be required, okay? And then if you have the transaction timeline, you can also include that and then go ahead and add contact and send, okay? Now I don't want to actually send this to Tim since it's not a real referral, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel. Now with this map, one other thing I want to point out when we are looking at agents or looking for agents, you have the option to broadcast a referral, okay? Now that is grayed out until you zoom in enough where you have 50 or less associates popping up, okay? And then you can broadcast a referral. Broadcasting a referral is going to send it to all of the agents and allow them to kind of interview for that referral. Okay, so it allows you to send it to all of them, and then you get to kind of interview them to see who is the best fit and who you want to send the actual referral to. Okay. Once a referral is broadcasted, you cannot cancel it. Okay, so there is no option to cancel or stop it once it is sent. It will always require you to include contact information. It wants to make sure that you have a legitimate referral to send. So you do have to plug in those details in order to send a referral. And when you're doing the broadcast, you can choose to hide your identity or show it. The reason for that being, I think, is just to keep agents from reaching out to you directly. It allows you to kind of be the one initiating. All right, moving back to our map. Okay, let's zoom out just a little bit. Now, we were looking at agents here on the map. We can also search by market center. You can search by city or zip code. So you can type in the exact city and zip code. You can also switch to search for associates, okay? So if we want to search for someone specifically, we can come in here and search, okay? We can search for Scott. We could find him. We could then send or receive or send a referral to him, invite him to the network. Now, obviously, we can't do it to ourselves, so we can't send ourselves a referral. But if we were able to, we'd be able to do that right here, okay? So you can search again by city and state, or city and zip code, or associates. Now, moving down from market centers, the other option with market centers is you can also search for an entire market center. Maybe you're looking in a specific area and want to find someone in that market center. You can, of course, do that. It's going to populate names the same way over here in a random, and you can kind of pick through those. After a market center, you can also view your network, okay? So maybe you want to see who in your network might be in a specific area. You can zoom out and find those agents. And then, of course, you could send them a referral. Now, the add to network is gone because they're already in your network. But I just want to point out that you're seeing it is going to share their contact information, okay? This is no longer yellow because Billy here is in our network already, okay? So Command believes that we already have a working relationship. There is a sense of trust and all of that there. So it's going to go ahead and share that information. All right. The last thing I want to take a look at with you guys, and like I said, this class is usually done around the 30-minute mark, but the last thing I want to look at with you guys is the referral patterns. Before I do that, let me check a quick question in the chat. Yes, all of these are agents that are going to populate. All right, so the referral patterns. This might be one of my favorite features within the referral network, and it's because you can see where people are moving to and from. This gives you a better idea who you may want to find someone to connect with, okay? So currently we're under referral patterns. We're set to Austin, Texas, so you can of course change your location to enter here, but we can see where referrals are being sent to. So if we're moving from Austin to wherever, we can see where people are moving to. So if we take a look here, some people are moving from Austin to over here in the St. Louis area. Some are moving up here to the Chicago area, Atlanta, Jacksonville. So you get to see where people are kind of moving to. And over here on the right-hand side, it's also going to show you that. So a lot of people just moving Austin to Austin, Austin to Houston. But if you come down, we see Austin to Chicago, Austin to Orlando. It's going to let you know there's about 1% that are being sent. So it gives you, again, an idea of where you might want to connect with agents, okay? So if you are in Austin, you may want to connect with some in Chicago or St. Louis or Jacksonville. You can also switch this to received. If you're in Austin, where are people moving from? Where do you want to try to get a referral from? You may want to connect with people in Tampa, Colorado, San Francisco, because people are moving from those areas to Austin. And again, on the map over here, you can see those areas again, as well as those percentages, okay? So it's giving you an idea of where you, again, you may want to connect with people. A lot of people from Arizona are moving to Texas. Got some from Anchorage up here, and you got some in Colorado Springs, Tampa. So it gives you, like I said, a great idea where you may want to connect with people because there may be a greater potential for you to send or receive referrals to those areas. Okay. Um, all right. Guys, that is everything. Any questions, please let me know. Again, referrals is a smaller section of command. There's not as much to do there, but we've covered every little piece of it. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll hang around for a couple minutes. If you don't have questions, we can hop off. That's totally fine too. But I'll keep an eye out just in case. I am going to go ahead and stop record. Um, just in case. So if you guys want to hop off, if you don't have any questions, thank you for coming. I hope this was helpful. Again, I know it's a shorter class, but yeah, lots of good stuff in here.